What's up, Bobcats, and welcome back from finals.
This is the first show, trimester 3, and we're starting it off with a special edition of The Stage. I'm Juliette.
And I'm Austin Jew.
But before we start this special edition of The Stage, we have a few announcements.
The last day for dance auditions is tomorrow. Scan the QR code for more information.
We also just recently won the Snow Distinguished Site Award for our website.
Applications for The Sage are also due April 4th, so you can join our award-winning program.
We also just returned from traveling to Florida. Make sure you apply for the program so you can be part of it next year. If you're interested, you can scan this QR code.
Speaking of traveling to Florida, if you remember, our whole practice show for STN was played the week before finals.
Yeah, that was in preparation for last week, where we traveled to Student Television Network National Convention in Tampa, Florida to compete.
So this week, we'll be playing the show we planned, filmed, and edited in 8 hours.
And we may or may not have won first place with this show.
Last but not least, we wanted to mention that we also won the Outstanding Achievement Award for our weekly show. But that's enough bragging.
Welcome to this award-winning edition of The Stage.
And our show starts
now.
Welcome back to The Stage. Leila, I have a feeling we're not in Carlsbad anymore.
Did the 6-hour plane ride not already tell you that?
Oh yeah. While we may have flown all the way from sunny California to even sunnier Florida, we still have a great show for you.
Coming up, we dive into the hidden part of Tampa's culture.
Learn some fun facts about Tampa and the body of water right off its coast.
Take a short trip off that coast with the city's firefighters.
And finally, conclude with a coffee break with one of Tampa's own.
We've got a lot of ground to cover on this unconventional tour of Tampa. I'm Leila Adams.
And I'm Jacob Dougherty, and The Stage starts
right now.
Although Tampa is known for being sunny, not every part is as bright.
In the shadows of the city, some individuals have found their niche in a place you wouldn't expect.
Let's take a look at the stranger side of Tampa with Makena Coleman, Skylar, and Sunil Musson.
When many think of Tampa, their minds go to the beaches or the city skyline. But along 7th Avenue in Ybor, much more awaits.
Liz Furlong owns a hidden store in Ybor that finds beauty and dysfunction.
We started in St. Pete doing art shows. I was working in the corporate world and I got laid off technically, but and I said, well, let's do it. Let's open up a shop. I didn't want to go to work for somebody else.
While taxidermy can be perceived as strange, Liz finds that there is a deeper meaning that is beautiful.
Today's society, we sanitize death, and it's very, you're not there through all the process, through the embalming. It's because it used to be done in your home. Family was around you. For days they would, I don't want to say parties, that's not the right word. They would mourn, the loss of you. And now it's very sanitized. So I like to bring that back because it's beautiful. I was there when my dad passed away. He was in the home, which was beautiful because he was around all of us, that loved him. So this helps.
Austin Fuller, an independent tarot card reader working out of Liz's store, believes that everything has a spirit, and Tampa's spirit is one that visitors might miss if they don't look closely.
The spirit here is a little mischievous. It's a big shopping center by day and a big party by night.
Tampa is a city of many different backgrounds and beliefs, which serves to forge a beautiful melting pot of culture.
We're completely different. We're not the normal store. People, come in here and they're like, oh, it's not your everyday store. Well, that's boring. We like you to feel something when you're in here.
Well, you know what they say, the only constant in life is death and taxes are a lot easier to evade than death is.
Tampa's culture has developed and manifested in the oddest of ways. But when exploring a new city, it's important to keep in mind that every shop has a story. For The Sage News, this has been Makena Coleman, Sunil Musson, and Skylar Roy reporting for The Sage.
That definitely isn't what I was expecting when coming to Tampa.
Me neither, but I've been meaning to learn more about Tampa. It's a beautiful city.
Who better to learn from than Tampa's own citizens?
And speaking of, one of my big questions is the name of the gulf right out there beyond the bay. I know it was the Gulf of something, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
I had the same question. Let's find out more with our reporter Gunnar Englert.
This is Gunnar Englert in Tampa Bay, Florida, with some amazing trivia questions on the city. What is the name of the football team in Tampa, Florida?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That is correct. What is the tallest building in Tampa, Florida?
I would say Regents. The Regents building.
What ocean do you think makes up the one?
The Atlantic.
That is correct. What is the local hockey team in Tampa Bay, Florida?
The Tampa Lightning.
That is correct. What would you call the waterway behind you, or the Gulf? What would you call that?
This is, well, The Gulf of America.
What would you call the gulf behind you that makes up the water?
The Gulf of Mexico.
I mean, is it Gulf of Mexico?
The waterway right there, the Gulf. What would you call that?
Hillsborough Bay, going out to the Gulf.
The Gulf of what?
Gulf of America, baby.
This has been Gunnar Englert with videographer Cooper and Nixon reporting for The Sage in Tampa Bay, Florida.
Looks like the answer to our question was inconclusive.
But no matter the name of the water, the firefighters are here to protect it.
Here, firefighters not only protect on land, but on the sea as well.
Here to show you exactly what we mean is Emry Molina, Wesley Bodensteiner, and Gavin Femrite.
Florida is no stranger to water-related emergencies. From boating accidents to hurricanes, Tampa's Fire Water Department rescue team is prepared to respond at any moment's notice.
So our Marine Division, our fire boats will go out anytime there's a search and rescue. They'll go out and assist the Coast Guard or any other municipalities that are affected by that.
With a highly trained team, Tampa's fire department ensures water rescues are both quick and effective.
They get a lot of search and rescue type of stuff. We have major bridges in the area and people will spot kayakers or boats that overturn. We'll go to that and they'll go and search.
Water dangers can be frightening, but fortunately, locals rely on their team to extinguish their concerns.
They have my back. I feel great about it. It's a great support system. Hopefully we'll never need it.
All in all, water safety remains a top priority in Tampa. With editor and videographer Gavin Femrite and Wesley Bodensteiner, I'm Emry Molina reporting for The Sage.
Thank you for your service.
What those firefighters won't extinguish is the fire within the community and within a nice hot cup of coffee.
At Shortwave Coffee, a barista is crafting more than just the beans.
Here to keep your coffees hot is Juliette, Leah, Mennie, and Ashley Jew.
Cloud Lee runs a coffee shop stand on the corner of Water Street, but she's not just a hard-working barista, but a creative artist.
I'm originally from Kansas City, and then I came here in 2020, right before COVID hit. I've been here about 5 years now. Ever since I was a kid, I did say that I did not want to stay in Kansas for my whole entire life, and that I wanted to live by the water. I work for Shortwave Coffee, and we have a little coffee cart out here, and I just sling some coffee all day. That's all I do.
I think it's great because, yeah, if I'm out with the dog for a walk, I can just grab something and keep going.
Along with her love for coffee, Cloud puts her time in a more personal activity.
So I actually run my own little small business aside from here where I crochet things. So I make like accessories, clothing, and so I do that, and I also make like little stickers and art like that as well. Favorite thing that I've made, my very, very first butterfly top that I ever made. It was the first time that I kind of went outside and did it on my own without like following a pattern, and it was my most popular item I ever sold, so it has a special meaning to me. Honestly, it's just taking it day by day. When I'm not doing coffee, I'm crocheting. You'll just see me sitting there in the car just crocheting.
Cloud uses her crochet as a lesson to keep going.
If you don't have it figured out now, don't worry. You have your whole life to figure out what you want to do. And don't be afraid to start over, no matter what age you are, no matter what career you're in. If you feel the need that you need to start over, you can do it.
With videographers Leah, Mennie, and Juliette, this has been Ashley Jew reporting for The Sage. Now back to the anchors.
I've learned so much more about this beautiful city in just 8 minutes. Now I know exactly where I am.
Me too, and now I can experience the city that much more, especially while I'm tanning by the pool.
I'll see you there. Thanks for joining us today on a waterfront tour of Tampa.
This has been Leila Adams
and Jacob Dougherty reporting for The Sage.